All right, I'm still on page 390, just going to the bottom half. Going to go over a couple more examples. It says a square is a special rectangle in which the length and width are equal. For a square, the side length S, A equals length times width, which equals S times S, or S squared, or you can say area equals S squared. Now, if that gets too confusing, just remember you're multiplying the two sides by each other. That's essentially what you're doing, okay? So, excuse me, in this case, both sides are 9.5 because it's a square. So you're just multiplying 9.5 times 9.5. Okay, now again, there's one number behind the decimal on the first one and one number behind the decimal on the second one. So we're going to move our decimal over twice once we get our answer. But now I'm just going to multiply just like it's 95 times 95. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 9 is 45, plus the 2 that I carried would be 47. Done with this 5, so I need a 0 placeholder. 9 times 5 is 45, carry my 4. 9 times 9 is 81, plus 4 would be 85. Now I add this all up. 5, 7 plus 5 is 12, carry my 1. 4 plus 1 is 5, plus another 5 is 10, carry my 1, and that makes 9. And then I got to move my decimal over twice. So I start behind the number, I move it over 2 places to the left, and it goes right there. So the area of the square is 90.25 centimeters squared, or square centimeters. Okay, going on to example 3. Parallelogram has an area of 98 square feet and a base of 14 feet. What is the height? So now it's similar to what we were doing with our equations, where this time they gave us A, they told us A, the area is 98, and they told us the base is 14. So what you have is 98 equals 14h, and now we're just trying to get that h by itself. 14 with an h right next to it is multiplication, so we need to do the inverse operation to get that h by itself. The opposite of multiplication would be division, and what do you divide by? That exact same number to get rid of it. So we divide 14 by 14, leaving you with just 1 or just 1h, or we can just write it as h. And then what I do to one side of the equal sign, I have to do the same thing to the other. So I have to divide 14 into 98. Okay, so how many times does 14 go into 98? Well, 14 is about 15, 98 is about 100. Every 2 15s will give me 30. So 30, 60, 90, that's going to be about 6 times. And then we're going to do 14 times 6 to see what that is exactly. 24, carrying my 2, 6, 7, 8. 84. Let's see if we can add one more. 14. 8. Now, oh yeah, one more will get us right on. So I'm going to change this to 7, and that's going to go in perfectly. So the height must be 7. So the height of the parallelogram is 7 feet. Okay, so we're combining a slightly new material in area, although I know that is taught in 4th grade because I taught it in 4th grade. But we're combining that with what we learned in the equations, where we try to figure out what a variable equals by getting that variable by itself. Okay, explain the difference between the height of a rectangle and the height of a parallelogram. Okay. So for the height of the rectangle, the height, or I'll just say, I'm going to shorten it, the h of the rectangle is 1 of the sides And then the height of a parallelogram, though, is an imaginary line that is perpendicular with the base. So again, you can finish writing that in. You have more space to write. So I'll say it one more time, but again, you can pause or rewind to hear it again. The height of the rectangle is one of the sides, but the height of a parallelogram is an imaginary line that forms a perpendicular line with the base. All right, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.